All right, listen to this next story. For many, the ongoing nationwide crackdown on illicit liquor is one they consider an inconvenience and even a violation of their rights to doing business.
But for the residents of Kangai village in Kirinyaga County, the crackdown gives them hope that perhaps the tragedy that befell them will never occur again. It's been a month since 21 people died in Kangai after consuming illicit brew and scores losing their sight. Well, Citizen TV paid a visit to the village and paints a picture of how the locals are slowly and painfully picking up the pieces and why the ongoing war on illicit liquor is good news for them. Mary Mwoki with the details.
When we enter the homestead of the late Peter Mwai, we find his wife Agnes Mwai tending to his grave. It's been a month since he died after consuming illicit liquor. Visiting his grave and pulling out the weeds growing on it is a daily ritual she performs every morning. Even though it's a painful exercise, Agnes says it's the only place she feels closer to her husband. Talking about her late husband is still a painful subject for her. She's still struggling to come to terms with being a widow. At only 46 years old, her husband is among the 21 people who died in this village after consuming illicit liquor. His body began convulsing and shutting down immediately after consuming the brew. His family rushed him to hospital, but he was pronounced dead on arrival.
Nikamwekea chakula, akianza kukula akasema, mama Wili, nilisikia uchungu hapa. Akienda kuvaa nguo akaniambia, macho imepotea. Nikaingia kwa nyumba nikamtafutia nguo, akaweka nguo tukaenda. Akipelekwa anaamuka ndio ya uchungu. Tukimaliza hivyo watu wale wameingia huko ndani kwa sababu walikuwa wawili. Mmoja akaaga, huyo wangu akamfuata, ndio tulianza kuruka huko kwa sababu tulisikia hata wangu amekufa.
Less than 20 meters from her home, Boniface is also grieving. It was a double blow on his family as he lost his sister and nephew.
Nilipoteza watu wawili. Mmoja ni sister yangu, huyo mwingine ni kijana ya brother yangu yule mzee kuniko. Lakini ile mambo tulikuwa naye wakati huo ni ya usuli kafu.
The deaths of the 21 who died has broken down the fabric of this community. Every homestead either has a grave or a person who lost their sight as a result of the illicit brew. Families go about their daily chores in hushed tones, their masked faces barely hiding the constant pain they carry. Joseph is among the scores who lost their sight. One act of enjoying a drink with his peers after a day's labor plunged his world into darkness. He and his neighbor Sammy temporarily lost their consciousness after imbibing the beer. Luckily, they were taken to the hospital, but even though that saved their lives, they lost their sight.
Kutoka huko California nikuja hapa nyumbani, nienda kazi nikasikia hiyo mwili inaweza tabu. Hawezi kwenda kazi tena. Na hiyo fuandu kuona hata kidogo.
Kutoka siku hiyo sioni vizuri sasa.
Hiyo mchana ningeenda huko. Mtaka wangu nipe pesa. Ningekuwa nazo ningeenda huko.
Their entire existence now depends on their relatives who take care of them.
Masista yangu ikakam naye. Nikamuuliza anzi, kwani mniletea? Na ana macho. Nifanyeje? Si ningekaa na daktari huko. Hai makaniambia hapana. Mkae na baba wako, ukienda pale waenda, ukikuja muangalie.
Hawa waliopotea macho, tafadhali naomba wapatiwe msaada kidogo na serikali. Angalau waweze kujimudu. Maana hawana mbele wala nyuma. Wanategemea wazazi wao, na tayari wazazi wao ni wazee. Hawajiwezi.
This is what is left of the bar that served the illicit liquor that left 21 members of the same community dead and plunged scores others in utter darkness. Irate residents descended on it after the tragedy and razed it to the ground. John Muredi, the seller of the illicit brew that nearly wiped out an entire village, was arrested and charged with murder. The prosecution successfully made an application to have him detained at Kiamasuri police station in connection with the deaths of at least 21 people as they sought for more time to complete their investigations. And although his case is coming up for mention on April 3rd, Kangai residents have vowed to take matters in their own hands if he is released.
Ile pombe aliweka hapo kwake iliua watu. Kunasema hiyo mkasa ni ya hiyo pombe. Wale walikosa macho, walikosa kuona, wanakunywa na hawa waliwaga. Hiyo hata watu hawasiki, hawana huruma na yeye. Hawana huruma na yeye sababu ya hiyo kitendo.
Mkasa ili affect kwa sababu wengi walikufa ni pamoja mtu na jirani. Ona, kwa sababu hiyo kitu inatuaffect sana, na ndio tunasema serikali iingilie kabisa, ikanyangia hapo, hii pombe iishe kabisa.
As the slow wheels of justice continue to grind, residents here in Kangai paid the ultimate sacrifice for the proliferation of illicit liquor. They blame the government for failing on its mandate to safeguard lives and are in the front line advocating for tougher measures to crack down on the brewing and sale of illicit liquor. To them, the ongoing crackdown is a step in the right direction, and although it won't bring their loved ones back, they hope it will prevent further needless deaths resulting from illicit alcohol. Mary Mwoki, Citizen TV, Kirinyaga County.